Hey, this is Robbie from PPRN All Things Sports, and you're listening to PPRN.
Here's to Peter, here's to Peter, here's to Peter, he's a horse's ass. He is the meanest, sucks on a horse's penis. Here's to Peter, he's a horse's ass.
Yay!
You may take a break. Not us. We never take a break. We're always on. PPRNradio.net. Music PPRNradio.net.
The sun and the air, all the shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am sun and air of nothing in particular.
Shut your mouth!
Shut your mouth, how can you say?
They go about things their own way. I'm human and I want to know. Live from Hamden, it's Monday night. It's All Things Sports Live with Bob Clark.
Fuck me.
Peter Pinho.
I'm not sure how to tell y'all this, so I'm just gonna say it.
And Brian D'Angelo.
Give me 4 chicken McNuggets.
The interrupter. And his sidekick, T-Rex. Durant. Ah, shut up. March Madness wrapping up Saturday. The Final Four in Glendale, Arizona. Baseball Sunday, Yankees is back. And Sin City Raiders. Lots to talk about. Lot going on. Here's your host, Rob Clark.
So, Brian D'Angelo
And
turns to the host.
a small chocolate shake. Because I'm trying to watch my figure. Not a large, a small.
Why
You
are
got
you
that
yelling?
right, though, Brian.
Why do you yell?
I'm not yelling.
Put the headphones on.
Told you that.
He's got that part right. Baseball's back starting next Sunday.
Well, what was wrong? What else is wrong, man?
You're screaming.
I
I think you should need your ears checked.
Well, you got music playing on one end, and then now it's quiet, so I can hear myself just fine now.
No, it was you screaming.
All right, well, sorry for this.
Lots happened over the past week, and I'll tell you what still hasn't happened, and I wonder how much longer it's going to continue. Tony Romo's still a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, they're not in a major
How
move.
about that, man?
They're not in a major rush to move him. They really don't have to do anything right now. I mean, they have the NFL meetings this week. I'm sure it's going to be discussed, but Jerry Jones isn't going to just trade Tony Romo for a bag of beans, a 5th round or a 6th round draft pick. He's going to want to get the most that he can get for him, and I'm not saying it's going to be a 1st rounder, but I think he would settle for a 2nd or 3rd rounder.
Tony Romo's not worth the 2nd or 3rd round pick. I can tell you that right now.
He's going to go for that.
He's going to go for that, but he's not going to get it because he's 36 years old, 3 collarbone surgeries, 2 back surgeries after, worn down, always getting hurt. He's not worth those 2nd or 3rd round pick. The best he'll get is a 4th or 5th round pick.
No, he won't. What's going to happen is come June 1st, once the OTAs start, they're going to wind up having to release him. There's going to be no choice. It's either going to be a trade or a release. But Jones had set his price for a 2nd and 3rd rounder. I mean, there was a couple of offers out there with a 3-team deal where he was going to go with Houston, and I forget the other team that was involved. But Jerry Jones, he doesn't have to do anything.
I think Houston. Okay, Robbie, I see your point. I kind of agree.
Clearly, he doesn't have to do anything because he hasn't done anything all off season.
You got a situation where each team's a little more desperate than the other,
Right?
I mean, if you're talking about somebody like
I don't know, like the Redskins or whatever, they're not going to go, giving up a second there. But I think a team like Houston, I think Denver might. I think
those are the only teams.
Denver's out. Denver's out.
Jacksonville should.
They're not out yet.
Denver's out. Denver's out. Denver's out. Yes, I saw it today. Denver's now out.
Man. Right, well, I haven't heard that.
Denver's out.
I know what nothing, Robbie. I don't know if you can know that because it's not really being talked about.
Tony Romo and Elway said
and you know what? Romo still may just retire. I mean, that's still on the plate right now.
The networks are crawling to him right now. They are throwing serious dollars at him. The networks want him badly.
Yes,
so he's got. I wouldn't mind being Tony Romo right now.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much controls on what's going to happen. If he wants to play, he's gonna go to Jerry and say, "Hey, this is what's going to happen."
Tony Romo doesn't control anything.
He actually does. He's pretty psyched.
Yeah,
he doesn't have
what team he goes to. But if he wanted to control anything, I think he would just say, "Just drop me" at this point because they're waiting too long.
Houston,
if Houston has,
but they're not going to do that.
They'll try to trade up in the draft to draft a quarterback.
You're not going to see a quarterback over than the first 12 picks this year.
Yeah, you will.
No, you won't.
Deshaun Watson's going to go between the first 12 picks.
Actually, if you listen to all the experts on ESPN and the NFL Network, and this is as of yesterday afternoon. I'm not sorry, yesterday afternoon. This afternoon, they're talking the quarterback isn't going before the first round in the 16th pick.
I have been listening to some ESPN.
Who is out there that's any good?
Mel Kiper Jr. has him going 8th.
Mel Kiper Jr. is the biggest college football analyst bust that I've ever seen.
He's a blowhard, is what he is.
He's actually really intelligent.
No, he's an Elvis Presley looking like wannabe.
He believes that most running backs shouldn't be drafted in the first round, and I actually believe him. The only case where it's worked out recently is obviously Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't think people
Trent Richardson,
really give a rat's ass what he thinks.
Well, Trent Richardson was overrated. Let's go back to Blair Smith. Blair Thomas back in the 90s. He was a bust at number 1. When Emmitt Smith was drafted 17th by the Dallas Cowboys, and he's only just the all-time leading rusher in NFL history when he was supposed to be like a second or third round draft pick. Now, you're saying about running backs not being drafted in the first round. Who's the kid from LSU? NFL Network, was it Fournette? The NFL Network is projecting him to go number 4 to the Jacksonville Jaguars, way before Deshaun Watson is projected to go like 20th to, of all teams, the Houston
It's the
Texans.
truth, I'm telling you.
Oh, come on. I do not sound that much like Peter Griffin.
When I watched Leonard Fournette play against teams that compete, like Alabama, he looked terrible. And when he played Alabama, I think he only had like 40 rushing yards on like 17 carries.
He might have, but I'm just saying right now. The
projections don't mean anything.
Yeah, that's right. Projections could be whatever, but at the
end of the day.
No, I was going to say that we're nowhere near the end of the day yet. But
hey, Bob,
I don't see the.
Bob, could you pass me another Harpoon pumpkin cider? Please,
I don't see the quarterbacks going before
now
15th. Bob. No, I'll do it when I'm done with my point.
Sorry about that.
I'm done with my point.
All right, and by the way, that was a good point. Peter, what are your thoughts on losing Romo? Seriously, I'm just curious. You really don't give a shit at this point, or do you think they too premature? I mean, you're confident with what's his name again?
You got the manners to say hello first?
Dak Prescott.
Oh, hello, Peter. And thanks for the cider, by the way. That's Harpoon pumpkin cider. Every day is Thanksgiving Day.
Good night, madam.
Come to Hamden, where it's Thanksgiving all year round with Harpoon pumpkin cider. Can't even get a goddamn opener here. I got these fucking pliers.
Who drinks 2 beers in 5 minutes?
That's a good point.
An alcoholic will drink a rock.
You know what? I didn't have lunch today, goddammit. I need some yeast. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, now, Peter, back to my question about Tony Romo, sir. No comment or nothing? Or
CBS is making a big push to bring Tony Romo onto their football program.
Look, I really owe you guys an apology.
You know what? It's time for Phil Simms to get the hell out of there.
No, Phil's good. Phil's good.
No, he's not.
Fuck my ass.
Phil Simms is not good.
He's better than Aikman.
Boring.
He's better than Aikman.
I don't think so. I actually like Aikman a little bit better.
Aikman's good, but Simms is a lot better.
Well, Gruden's the best, first of all, of all of them. Gruden is just the best. Then Aikman, then Collinsworth, then Simms.
No, I would not put Collinsworth ahead of Simms.
No way.
Chris Collinsworth, let's play a drinking game.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I would do? I can make a drinking game out of every time when Chris Collinsworth says, "Well, here's a guy," and then goes on. He says about
Yeah,
every
well,
player he
it's-
looks
it's-
at.
it's
Well,
his-
here's a guy who just came out of the bath and forgot to use toilet paper, and now there's poop
That's funny,
juice
Robbie.
running down his leg.
But that's his motif. How about when he goes, wow, hey, look at that.
Well, I mean,
Antonio Brown.
There's some other guys who go, wow.
I tell you, Ben Roethlisberger, wow.
Looks like he's coming back for this year.
I guess he is. You know, I don't.
Yeah,
I
you know,
didn't
he
even
just
hear
got
that
over
yet.
his little cry fit when he lost to Tom
Yes,
Brady.
I couldn't agree with you more, Robbie. What a baby, though. You know,
Speaking
that's
of
going
Tom
to come back
Brady,
to haunt him.
he
Yeah, what's
told-
going on? He got his jersey back?
He got his jersey back, and he told Robert Kraft today he can play for another 6 to 7 years.
What an asshole. God damn it. Where's Jeff Galooly and fucking Tanya Harding's fucking sick little boyfriend when you need him? Someone's got to take this guy out with a little lead pipe, little bicycle chain action. T-Rex, what do you think about that?
Anyway, so you asked about what the Cowboys have done in free agency for signings. Just a few things.
I didn't ask that.
I know you didn't, but Kellen Moore was brought back for a 1-year deal at $775,000.
Yeah, we discussed this last week. They haven't done any additional big name signings.
Well,
like
we're
the rest of the
gonna.
NFL.
You brought it up, so I'm gonna go over what they've
Well,
done.
I wasn't here last week, Robbie.
Darren McFadden's back for 1 year. That's actually backup for Elliott because they're
Really?
because they're
Slow down. I'm going to spurt.
because they're looking to trade Alfred Morris because of his
So
salary.
he'll get his 5 touches.
Bring it on,
just
Peter,
like
bring it
Alfred
on.
All right.
Morris.
Bryce Butler 1 year, $1.1 million as a wide receiver. Probably one of the biggest ones they did is re-sign Terrence Williams for 4 years, $17 million.
He can go and stay inbounds instead of go
Would you-
out of bounds.
What are you talking about?
Don't critique. Just listen to what I'm saying and then critique after. Jonathan Cooper, 1 year, $2 million. He was a former first-round draft pick,
And a former Cleveland Brown.
so he's pretty good with Cleveland.
Who's good with Cleveland?
David Irving, one of the surprises on the defense last year. He's re-signed for a year. Who else do they have?
Michael Irvin's coming back.
Michael Irvin's going to be snorting coke on the sidelines. We already know that.
Speaking of which, this is getting so boring. I'm thinking about snorting some smelling salts. This is going nowhere fast, Bob.
Same.
Okay, the new additions from the free agency: Stephen Pay, 1 year, $2 million. Nolan Carroll was a cornerback. He's signed for 3 years for $10 million. Demontre Moore's 1 year, and Byron Bell 1 year. So they made some additions, but
Okay.
they lost more than what they've gained. I mean, they lost Brandon Carr.
They lost
Church.
3 key pieces to their offensive
Yeah,
line.
Okay.
Yep.
They
All
lost
right.
the majority of their secondary. They're in
That's
big trouble.
Offensive line, they're not in big trouble. Defensive secondary, I
Wait,
will
who
give
are we
you
talking
that.
about?
Cowboys.
Unfortunately, we're talking about your team, and maybe it's time for you to wake up.
No.
Turn the Bud Light sign on, by the way. We're open for business here.
The Cowboys would be fine offensively in the offensive line. They always retool that year after year. Defensively,
Yeah, Robbie, can you, Mr. Critiquing of Cowboys, can you name me a year their offensive line wasn't good? And you can't
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yes, they were.
2012.
No, they were still ranked.
Terrible.
Nope.
That's when Tony Romo got his broken collarbone.
Offensive line was still up there, man.
Okay, so you had a nice 2-14 record.
Doesn't matter.
My God.
It does matter.
We've
You
always
went
had a
2-14
strong
and
offensive
you
line.
last.
I hate to say it, Peter, but you are talking to a Pats fan, man. He can stick it right up your fucking ass. There's probably nothing you can say to him.
You're talking about winning Super Bowls. I'm talking about stats.
Okay, well,
There's 2 different
but-
things. Anybody can win a
There's two
Super
different
Bowl.
things. Let me tell you what I think about stats. First of all, I'd rather you can take your stats and you can shove them up your ass because I think I'd rather win a Super Bowl than have stats that be like, ooh, my, look at that. My field goal kicker is 29 for 30 inside 50 yards. Who gives a fuck?
You know what's gonna be really interesting is the news. In case you guys haven't heard today, the breaking news out of the NFL is the Las Vegas Raiders in 2020. As in 20,
I started the show with that, man.
Yeah,
Where were you?
Yeah, you did. But some people may not have
Oh,
heard
okay.
the
Sorry.
intro.
For those of you joining us late, it's Sin City, get yourself down. Do some
Please-
David Bowie.
please don't
Sin
sing.
City, but 2020 now, right? In 2020, when the dome is built.
Well, the thing is, in Oakland they have two 1 year
sorry.
They have 2 one-year leases for 2017 and 2018. They're not going to get out of the 2017 lease. The 2018 they might, and the big rumor is if they do that, they're going to go to Levi's Stadium where the 49ers play for 2018 and 2019 while they develop the new dome out in Las Vegas.
I think we can get T-Rex on in this one. So let's talk about this for a second. What is the most nomadic team in the NFL? T-Rex, what do you think?
They're rated. They move around more than fucking the land of the lost.
So anyway, who's surprised? Who's surprised that the Raiders are once again moving, and this time to Vegas? I mean, come on. What they did to their fans, and let's face it, those guys, they're all fucking on mescaline, but I give them credit. They are dedicated. What a disgrace.
Out of 30
today, what happened to the Raider fans of Oakland, I think.
Well, out of 32 teams, only one team voted no against it.
Well,
and
for the benefit of the
Dolphins.
league, yeah, exactly. Well, it's not going to. The Raiders are the nomadic joke of the NFL. I'm sorry.
I can't blame them for moving because
I don't blame them.
I mean, they're the only team.
This is weak. It's not even getting me high.
Oh, that's bad when you can't do that.
That's great.
But I mean, they've been begging for years to not be splitting a stadium where there's a Major League Baseball
the
team.
Rent keeps going up. The rent keeps going up in Oakland, and now they're saying to stick it up their ass.
Yeah.
And they have
the Raiders
stadium
aren't the only ones because the Athletics are trying to get out of that stadium too. There's so much problems with it that the top part of the deck is covered with tarp.
Yeah,
I heard it on the way in, but Robbie is right. How about the A's coming to play with the Yard Goats here at DD Stadium?
No way.
No chance, huh?
No chance.
No.
The A's are out of there, though. Robbie's right.
No,
they're leaving.
the A's would never do that because, it's a nice
they don't draw. There's nothing out there.
Yeah, but this is going to be a nice stadium, but when you're in the MLB, you have to have, a certain amount of attendance. This one doesn't even fit.
They'll have a hard time drawing.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, not only that, but I think the maximum capacity was 13,000 for what Jeff Dooley told us. And the lowest capacity stadium in the MLB right now is Fenway, which seats 29,000 at most.
29.
What's Wrigley?
Do you know who I am?
Well,
Wrigley's
Face?
over 40.
Well,
Wrigley can fit over 40.
Really?
Well, right now they can't because they have a big renovation project that they're just about getting ready to finish up. So they're about 1 to 2 years away from being back at that 40,000 mark. And the thing about Wrigley, I don't know if they still have it or not. I mean, where can you go in Major League Baseball where you can have apartments overlooking the ball field? I mean, that's got to be cool to watch a game up
Baltimore has the one in right field. And
that's the warehouse.
In left field, they have a hotel.
I mean, the only other one I can think of like that would be Skydome or whatever they call it now up in Toronto.
No, not Toronto. They're in the dome.
Well, they're in the dome, but they have a hotel that overlooks center field because there was a thing years ago where they called Pamela Anderson naked on the scoreboard.
You know what?
Yeah. Well, that's how Pamela Anderson got noticed.
Well, and now she's like what? The poster woman for Hep C, is she not?
Probably.
Yeah.
But everybody gets their start somewhere.
Well, she got her start all right.
Well, she actually did.
And now she's got, a fine line of medications dedicated to her name as well.
So, you two probably got a chance to see. I didn't get to see because I got to work, so I had to work that day.
You two, there's 3 of us here.
Well, I know Peter doesn't watch sports.
Well, he's still here. I introduced him.
All right, then the 3 of you might have got a chance to see this.
Okay, that's better.
So I'll let you guys go and talk about the topic
right.
because I wasn't able to watch the game. The North Carolina Tar Heels versus the Kentucky Wildcats.
Great game.
Can I say something on that?
You guys can say whatever you want. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, unfortunately.
And people know. At least it was my one friend that told me because I only.
Did we just jump the basketball?
I only have one friend. Well, I think I think Robbie did great. It was a great jump.
Can we talk about how the Oregon's going to give you kind of run for money tonight?
Oh, tonight, we talked about it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that for a little bit.
Well, let's
too.
talk about the Wildcats and.
Yeah, let's do this first.
Let's not be the interrupter.
We should talk about women too.
We're going to talk about women, but let's
Thank you.
talk about what Robbie started. And Robbie is the host. Okay. So yesterday at Buffalo Wild Wings, as I'm stuffing my fat face.
I thought you had
That's because everyone's mouth is usually full of your wife's box.
There you go. That was great.
Now I'm going to stuff my
Great
fucking
segue.
face with Pepperidge Farm.
People want to know how I was able to post the message which said, tomorrow we're going to be talking about this crazy, awesome game
Bring
known
it in,
as
you
Kentucky
bastard. Come on.
and North Carolina. People were like, how could you know the game would be so great? Well, it's like not like I went on a limb there, but I knew, and I'm telling you, when the second half tips off, that game was going to come down to the final possession. I knew it. I'm wondering who knew it out there in the audience. Call up 203-992-7776. Who knows it inside the studio today? But that was a fantastic game, I thought, and I knew it was going down to the last possession, and that's why I posted that today, and I'm excited to talk about it. And that's all I have to say right now.
I mean, it was the only matchup that got to a number 1 and number 2 seed. Number 1, get that off the top before Mike Sacco comes down and rips it apart.
You fucking dick!
Yeah.
Great.
Number 2, they're two of the most elite programs in all of college basketball. Roy Williams now, I think it's his 9th time bringing the Tar Heels to the Final Four. Just a classic game. Comes down to the last second, last shot. I mean, there's only one other game that did that this year, and that was Friday night with what was the Florida game?
Florida, Wisconsin,
and that game was the only game so far that's gone into overtime.
The Badgers really devastated.
What about South Carolina? Cinderella's living.
How about them? I mean, let's face it, and I don't see a lot of bad. They sucked. Coming into the tournament, they sucked. Now, they had a great defense.
Yeah,
now they have found an offense scoring 70-plus a game.
Well,
South Carolina is truly the Rudy of the tournament right now. Excellent job by Peter Pinho running the board for us today and every night here in Hamden. He does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, but South Carolina, it was the first time ever making an NCAA tournament, and they brought their coach in from Kansas State. What's his name? Frank Martin or something like that, I believe it is. I mean,
what did you?
Like you said, their defense. There was number 1 in the SEC.
Yeah,
I mean,
great defense.
When you take out Duke,
but
you're doing something. When you're taking out Duke, you're rolling.
Robbie, what did you think of South Carolina coming into the tournament? Where did you have them? Be honest.
I didn't think anything.
Right? Nothing. Nowhere. Right?
I had them
I think I had them losing to who they faced first round.
Duke in the second round, and then first round it was a 7-10 matchup. VCU maybe.
I'm checking right now to see who they were facing the first round. I think I had them losing in the first round.
I had them going to Sweet 16.
That's a poor job on your part, by the way, as the host of a sports show. You should have had them at least going second or third round. For Christ's sake,
and plus
they're one step away from winning the whole goddamn thing.
Well, plus they were playing.
I did have them. I had them being Marquette. I had them losing to Duke.
All right, that's fair.
I had them. I mean, I knew they were playing in Greensboro, South Carolina. So, and that was more. It started the game as a neutral fan base because Duke. Let's face it, Duke fans travel well everywhere, especially in the Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina. But as you got down toward the end of the game, that crowd was
the majority of the crowd was North Carolina fans. That's
big
what.
Time.
That's
big
what
time.
the
right.
And if you watch the game too, the refs gave South Carolina the game.
You know what?
There was so many blown
you know what?
calls.
It doesn't. You can't blame the refs for winning and losing. You got to blame it on the execution. Yeah, there might be.
Fucking
when Duke's not allowed to play hard and hard defense, and the other team's allowed to play hard defense.
Speaking of hard, this is some great cider. Sorry about that. Okay, Peter. I think we get the point.
I sold the parsnip to a family with 4 small children.
Like I said,
God, that fucking garbage stinks, man. Why don't you take it out? It's like fucking disgusting. What's in there, man?
Your language is offensive.
Does everyone just sit around and jerk off in that thing? And you just leave it there to fester?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer. You say it's the referee's fault. I believe it's the effort. I'm not saying Duke didn't put in a great effort, but South Carolina did all the little extra things. They got the job done. They made their free throws.
Duke. Everyone hates them. Get them out of there, I say. Good.
I mean, before the ACC tournament, they lost 3 out of the last 4 regular season games, went to the tournament, won their tournament. So, I mean, even though they won the tournament, they weren't really going in with all this momentum. Now, if you want to say a team that was going with momentum, Michigan was on a roll. They won a couple of the last regular season games. Then they went in and won their tournament, and they made it to the Sweet 16. That's a team. Right. That's a team that overachieved.
Same with Gonzaga, though, too, right?
Same with Duke too, because Duke they were down falling, and then once they played their division tournament, they won their division tournament. They won 4 consecutive games. They were on a roll, and then South Carolina came, and the referees also came to screw them.
Well, it's I don't really know if.
And this is coming from someone who hates Duke. I don't hate Coach K.
Me too.
I think Coach K is a great coach. I just don't like Duke. just because of history with UConn.
Neither does T-Rex, by the way. He's really happy that Duke is out of it, right? T-Rex.
Duke sucks shit.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, T-Rex. Yeah. So listen, I think right now you got 4. It's great. It's just great. And Oregon, I hate to say it, I think Oregon's going to win it all. I really do.
Well, I mean,
something about that team, man. It just the way they just waxed up Kansas. Who, by the way, they really had their fucking dicks handed to them. They thought they were king shit after they blew out Purdue, and they really came down to earth. And Oregon just knocked them in the dirt.
Well, let's look at the Final Four. Yeah,
right. Isn't that what happened? Oh yeah.
I mean, let's look at
they weren't making 3-point shots, and that's what ultimately cost them the game.
I mean, because
they
Kansas
didn't get
looked
their
unstoppable.
first made 3 until 10 shots later from 3.
I mean, let's look at the Final Four. You have 2 teams in Gonzaga and South Carolina who have never made it to the Final Four before, so that's going to be one matchup where I think Gonzaga is going to move on, and then you have
I like Gonzaga and Oregon. That's my
then you have Carolina, Oregon.
Now what the fuck do I know?
I just think the experience with Roy Williams and the Tar Heels being there before is going to be a little bit much for Oregon to handle. I mean, they made a great run as a 3 seed. I mean, they won the Pac-12 tournament. I mean, they're a very formidable team. But I think for the first time in I don't know how many years, you're going to see 2 number 1 seeds going at it, which I think is going to be really good for college basketball.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. North Carolina did not play that great yesterday against Kentucky. They're lucky that they really kind of should have blown them out. A lot of unforced, a lot of turnovers, a lot of blown free throws. Kentucky with the 3-pointers, came through. They hung around, but so North Carolina, if they play a better game, they could beat Oregon. But I don't know. I think they pulled it out yesterday. They got it done.
The kid who hit the game-winning jump shot is a walk-on. Did you know that?
Yeah. Hey, what's his
name? I give him a lot of credit because you know what he did today.
He went to class.
He got a standing ovation.
He went to class
at 8 a.m.
To me, that just shows you that he doesn't have a girlfriend or somewhere back in town. Because if that was me, I would have been out all night, man, giving somebody the high, hard one and getting shit-faced.
It shows you he knows he doesn't have a future in the NBA or in any professional basketball league, and he's there for one reason and one reason only, to graduate in his program.
For school, but not for nothing about even more fucking reason to say fucking psychology, whatever the fuck, 102, kiss my ass and take those 3 credits and stick them. I'm
Your wife's
fucking
pussy on my
doing an
breast.
all-nighter here.
Whoa.
I don't think Brian caught on.
I'll tell you what I got. Your wife's pussy on my breast.
Listen,
Now, how
no.
does that make you feel?
Kudos to Hay. That was well done, son. Well done, really. A guy scores the winning basket one day, and he sharpened his pencil the next.
So, still talking about college sports, but we're going to the ladies section now.
Big game
How about
tonight.
Quinnipiac, though?
You're goddamn right.
What a great run they made. What a great run. I mean, a number 12 seed goes in and beats Maryland, it was Marquette they beat. And then they're on the same floor as the host team for that region. The Miami Hurricanes go out and they beat Miami on their own home court. I mean, that's kudos to Quinnipiac. I mean,
they lost to who?
They got beat by South Carolina, who's the number 1 seed that UConn played this year. But you know what? Just the experience for those girls to get to the Sweet 16 as a mid-major has to be really, really special.
Well, look, there are neighbors down the road here. I am very impressed with Quinnipiac. I really, my niece goes there, my nephew goes there. Couldn't agree with you more, Bob. Well done. Just well done. They showed a lot of heart, a lot of toughness. And, they're like, look, we're not playing second fiddle to nobody.
Any of them hot?
Well, I can't comment on that. That's
Why can't you comment on it?
Well, wait, I said my niece goes there and my nephew, because first of all, one, I'm not,
Not your niece or nephew, the girls on the team.
Well,
are they hot?
Sure, of course they're hot. Quinnipiac, yes, of course they are. Very attractive ladies.
Why would I talk about your niece and nephew? What's wrong with you?
You know what?
Where's your brain?
Wow, Brian thinks his niece
it's
is
retard
hot.
night again.
Where's my brain? I think it's been harpooned by the harpoon
Hey, Peter,
cider. But
did you hear what Brian said? He said his own niece is hot. What a weirdo.
My niece is very attractive. I did not say that she...
He's from Danbury.
She's a very attractive
That's
woman.
how they raise them up there.
Yeah, she's very attractive. And anyway.
So what's UConn at now? 110 straight wins, going for 111 tonight?
Going for 111
Or
again.
not tonight, but whenever.
Going for
It is tonight?
Tonight, 7 o'clock, playing the number 10 seed Oregon, who has grown up. They have 6 or 7 freshmen on the team. 3 of them were smart. They're a lot taller than UConn. This is going to be a tough game for UConn tonight. I mean, if Oregon,
Really, you think so, huh?
I'm not. You know what? You get to the final.
I'm not joking this time.
You get to the final 8, anything can happen. I mean, Oregon's there for a reason. I mean, they just beat the number 3 seed in the bracket. A lot of those brackets are busted too. Notre Dame's out. Baylor's out. So the winner of UConn, Oregon, is going to play Mississippi State in one national semifinal. I believe it's either next Friday or next Sunday. I forget how they do the women's now, but UConn is obviously a double-digit favorite to win tonight. But if Oregon plays the way they did last game, UConn could be in for a tough night.
And by a tough night, you mean a single-digit win.
You get to 110, 111 in a row.
They can outsize UConn, but in the end, UConn has probably the best 3-point percentage ever.
Well,
and I don't really know how to describe it, but their 3-point shooting is just absolutely remarkable.
Aren't they the best?
I don't remember what the girl's name was, but she went 8 for 8 shooting threes. That's absurd.
Oh, that was Samuelson.
That's absurd. That's crazy.
But you also have to get to the point
They're
where
sick.
You have to get to the point where you know this run is going to end someday and it's going to be disappointing. So you got to start.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. That seems way too good.
Well, you know what? The one thing that Gino Auriemma did at the beginning of the year, which was smart, he was prepping that team for a loss. Why? He was scheduling all the top 10 teams in America to play against, and they did not lose one game. And their closest game was at Notre Dame.
What's the one team that's beaten them? I mean,
Stanford.
Stanford was the last team, and I believe that was Maya Moore's last year with the Huskies.
Where's Stanford?
California.
I think.
Sherlock.
I think they're still in it. I'm not. I haven't really followed.
I meant, where's the matchup? It should just be sent right to the top.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, if they're still in it and they make it to the championship game, that's who they're going to play.
Yep, Stanford has taken them down twice.
Yeah,
and well.
But you know what?
But we wish them all the best.
But you know what? You don't take it for granted. It's on at 7 o'clock tonight, so I'm sure somebody from Florida will be texting me the updates, so I'm sure we'll have updates as the game goes on.
We'll bring that to you as soon as we get those updates live, folks. For right now, this next segment brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, the best beer, and we're going to put the Bud Light sign on right now.
Yeah, what's up with the free promos?
Oh.
Or are they paying you under the table that we don't know about?
Oh, that's right. And
seriously, can I get paid?
That check will go to my house. That's COD.
Pay us. Pay
COD
Pete.
On that. Money order. My account number is...
shut up!
Direct deposit accounting and routing number.
So we got about 10 games left into the NBA season. So
that's right. How about that? And hockey's going to be ending soon. Playoffs!
I want to ask you
We're
guys...
talking about playoffs!
I want to ask you guys, but I think I already know what you're going to say. Who do you got for the NBA Finals?
Well, I'll tell you what there, Robbie. And I think
Boston, Cleveland.
Even with Golden State
that can't
not...
happen. That can't happen because they're both in the same...
okay, sorry.
Even with Golden State not having right now... Durant.
Boston and...
No, Peter.
Shut up.
Let him
Let
think.
him finish.
Hang on. I want to say Boston and Lakers.
Lakers have the worst
are
record in
out.
all NBA.
Second worst, thank you.
I can't guess.
Second worst.
I'm usually good at taking
headphones,
guesses.
Pete?
I left mine at home.
You know what? Not for nothing. The Lakers is a good guess for someone like you who hasn't picked up a newspaper in fucking God knows how long. I mean, the Lakers, yeah.
I'm trying to watch my figure.
Yeah, and so we got Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for Peter's pick, and
I've been sitting around getting sick of your attitude.
So let's just go to the chase. Do you think Boston's just going to win the whole thing, Pete?
I think so.
Okay, so
that's right. Larry
that's
Bird.
I have been watching Boston.
Danny Ainge, Larry.
Boston's
Parrish.
good this year. They're good.
Brian, who do you got?
You can't beat that Bird. Well, this is my thoughts. I want to talk about it a little bit because you
Can
know
we rewind to last week?
I love basketball.
Yeah, please.
And you know I know a lot about it.
You don't know shit about basketball.
No show next week, by the way, for 2 weeks.
Why not, man?
I'm going on a cruise.
Oh, are you serious, man?
Yes.
You and that fucking doom buggy bullshit.
All right. What's your pick for the NBA?
Well, my pick is Cleveland is going to start putting it together, and then Golden State's going to get Durant back in the first round of the playoffs. So my pick is Golden State defeating Cleveland Cavaliers in the final.
In a rematch from last year.
But I don't think that's much of a stretch to say. But
it's not.
I guess when Peter comes back from fucking crashing his Jeep, we'll find out what the fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Goddamn fucking backstabber.
Hey, he's allowed a break.
2 weeks? He's a 2-week vacation.
I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit here. San Antonio, Washington. I'm going to go on a little bit of a limb. That certainly is a limb. I think Washington's going to take out Boston.
And by the way, that's a limb that's going to break in half.
And it probably will, but you know what? You got to have someone think outside the box a little bit. I mean, Washington's going to be a 3 seed. They're going to match up with Boston very well. I mean, I could see Washington winning that in 6. And I'm just sick of Cleveland in basketball. I'm just sick of LeBron. I mean, all the rest that they've been doing with the players and the teams and all that. I don't. It's time for a little bit of new blood. And I know,
agree.
I know San Antonio is
That's
not.
why I like Peter's pick, Boston.
But I also know that San Antonio really isn't new blood because they've been there before. But what happens if Durant is not cleared to come back? We don't know if he's still coming back or not. He has not been really.
He's coming back.
Has he been working out?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, but you know what? San Antonio would be the one team that could take out Golden State in the West.
I disagree with San Antonio. I think the one team that's going to contend with Golden State is the Houston Rockets. Why?
Really? Wow.
Yes. Why? Because they are
have
right
the
there
firepower.
with Golden State. They're right there with Golden State with
firepower.
most 3-pointers made. And James Harden, just the way he runs that offense, he runs at his own pace, so you don't know if he's going to use the whole shot clock or if he's just going to go right away. So it all depends on if he can stop James Harden. He showed yesterday. What are you snapping at?
Peter's sleeping, man. He's like, come on, it's time for some sound effects, goddammit.
Nah, he's good. He's good.
Okay. So go back to
do
what
the
I'm
broken
saying.
glass, Peter. Broken glass. Or I'll take T-Rex and throw him
on
through the goddamn window.
On national TV,
Fuck
you
you!
would think that James Harden would be all about himself, but instead he was dishing the ball, and he had 3 other players over 20 points that had more points than him. Lou Williams finished with 21. Trevor Ariza finished with 24. Eric Gordon finished with 22. Lou Williams shot 7 for 8 from 3-point range.
That's pretty good, man.
James Harden had 2 3-pointers. Trevor Ariza had a couple 3-pointers. That team is just all about shooting threes, and they got a lot of 3-point specialists on that team.
So the Houston Rockets. All right. Well,
that's the only team that contends.
We're
Do I
going
think
to
they're
keep
going
an
to beat
eye
the
on
Warriors?
this.
No. I think the finals is going to be the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Now, you're going to ask me now, why not Cleveland? Well, it's going to show that the past...
Why not Cleveland?
Since the All-Star break, after losing Andrew Bogut, they really don't have a dominant big man after Tristan Thompson. They don't.
Yeah.
Channing Frye's not a dominant big man that's
He never has
reliable off the bench.
Never has been. Channing Frye's always been more of an outside shooting center.
Yeah. If Cleveland, they have to rely on their 3-point shooting. That's what it is. They're not as athletic as the Celtics. Jay Crowder can guard LeBron to an extent because LeBron is the best player on the planet. There's no questions asked about that. So Jay Crowder can reduce him a little bit. Then you got Kyrie Irving who goes up against Isaiah Thomas, or Avery Bradley, rather. They would have Avery Bradley guard him, and Avery Bradley is one of the top 5 defenders in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Boston is going to prevail over Cleveland just because they have the bigger guys.
This is the time I like to watch basketball. I don't really get into the regular season. Anytime
totally agree, Bob.
I mean, let's face it, an 82-game basketball regular season is just too long. Just like to me personally. In baseball, 162 is way too long. They should cut it down so you don't have as many injuries. But once you get into the playoffs and the tournaments, that's when the teams that are in the tournament they rise their game.
In the end, Golden State's going to win the title.
That's why the NFL is supreme, because every fucking game means something, means the world, man.
Well,
but we have 4 major sports in this land, and we're lucky to be a part of this land.
And you know what? Soccer's growing in popularity big time. I mean,
I disagree.
No, it is.
Why don't you just throw lacrosse in there too? It ain't gonna happen.
There's indoor lacrosse now.
Yeah, there is, but who's interested?
Down at Mohegan Sun.
Look, I love lacrosse because I want my daughters to get a scholarship because I don't have a pot to piss in, but it's just not a lot of interest in lacrosse, and soccer just has never taken off here.
And then,
Sorry.
No, soccer is actually getting big in the United States.
Is.
They have international big league players because in America, soccer is not a big thing.
What's your definition of big? Like where is the TV contract? Where is the?
They're on ESPN.
They're on ESPN.
They're on ESPN.
They're on Fox Sports.
Yes, they're on the major sporting cable networks.
You put it ahead of NASCAR in terms of popularity?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, yeah.
NASCAR is probably actually the least popular, and it's losing with this new.
They got the right. They got the right idea with the chase. I think you got to give it a couple years to work out. The problem with NASCAR is it goes from February to November almost every week, nonstop. You got the Xfinity Series. You got the Truck Series. You got. I mean, you got Friday night racing with Sanford with the Sanford boys at Stafford Springs. You got Saturday night at Thompson. There's so many races going on across this country. People just pick and choose what they want. Okay, they're going to watch the Daytona 500. Okay, I mean, let's face it, that's the Super Bowl of NASCAR. That's the beginning of their season. Besides that, ratings usually go down until you get into what's called either the All-Star race in Charlotte, the 4th of July weekend race at Daytona, or the 10
firecracker, right?
Or the 10 chase races. It's just 36 races is just a lot.
The only
it's
races
a rot.
Most
what it
fans
is.
are really interested are Daytona, Talladega, Bristol.
I think
Indy now.
What
up there.
most people are interested in really is a
And
nice
Indy,
crash
yes,
and a
Indy.
car fire. But basically, yeah, they want to.
And the thing that really
action.
And the two things that really hurt NASCAR was number one, obviously the death of Dale Earnhardt, because you know what?
Yeah,
a
couple weeks ago.
Because Fox had this big plan where they were going to be doing all these Jaws sound effects with Earnhardt going up and to bumping everybody in their back bumpers, but that. And then, like I said, when back in the day, there were only 26, 30 races, so you'd get a little bit of a break. Now you have 36, and you have all these test sites that you go to, as well as now you got Hendrick Motorsports, you got Joe Gibbs Racing, it's more team racing, but it's an individual sport,
right?
And it's not so much the segments that are killing it. It's the way all the cars are set up the same. It's how people adjust to it.
All right, if I can just tell you what I have found exciting about NASCAR lately is this combination of racing and then beating the fucking crap out of one another that nails you in the rear in the pits. That to me. I mean, when you combine like fucking a guy crossing the finish line and then two guys just beating the shit out of each other, then hopefully their wife's going at it too, a little catfight action. Now we're talking serious goddamn entertainment.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's where it all started back in.
That guy's like
But you know what? That's how it got started in 1979. Up and down the East Coast, there was a big blizzard,
and that's what I like.
And what was that day? The Daytona 500, where Richard Petty won, and then Bobby Allison, Cale Yarborough, and Davey Allison are on the backstretch. They're showing them fighting.
Exactly, man. I mean, let's bring Stroker Ace to the forefront here. These guys fucking hate each other, and they can't. Once the race is over, they should be squaring off and beating the shit out of each other.
I mean, I still remember.
You're going to see a lot of that though, because
that's
when
my
that
point.
happened this year with Kyle Busch,
It's happening now.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. And you're going to see a lot of it more because Kyle Busch didn't even get fined or suspended. So.
Well,
I like Monster Energy now with
no,
the
they're not going
concept.
to. They waived the fines because
they waived the fines because what happened was Brad Keselowski said he's the one who got in the way and pretty much caused the wreck.
Right, and then of course we're like, I didn't mean to do that. That's like when you didn't mean to fucking run that red light either, did you, asshole? And then you just crashed into me, dipshit. Can you pass me one more harpoon cider there, Bob, please? Thank you very much.
You go quick.
But yeah, I drink a rod.
What? To me, you know what's most exciting about this time?
Can you tell me after you get me the goddamn harpoon cider?
No, because I'm going to mention it to you. I'm going to mention it to you, and then I'll get your thoughts
on
it.
All right.
In 10 days, the best tournament of the year. The Masters.
And what's that? The Masters. The Masters. I saw a clip from that. What was the guy who, skipped the ball, skipped to my loose, actually hit the ball purposely over the water? Did, 4 skips and then went up and hit the other ball, and the other ball went in. Thanks, Bob. Thank you for that. It's a fine ale. And well, anyway, I am looking forward to the Masters. But to me, if Tiger's not in it,
well, you know
no
what?
one's gonna really care.
No, you know what? People are
First shot.
No, people aren't worried about Tiger right now. They're more worried about Jason Day. His mother just got diagnosed with lung cancer, and she had surgery. That's why he withdrew.
Sorry to hear that. Really,
he withdrew from the match play this past weekend.
That's terrible.
Let's just face it right now. Dustin Johnson's on a roll. He's the best player in
Dustin
the game, bar
Johnson
none.
is taking his game seriously. I understand that Wayne Gretzky has a lot to do with that, by the way.
You say that people don't worry about Tiger as much as Jason Day, but I'm going to disagree with you on that because ever since Tiger, when he had that first injury, viewers went down. I understand
everything went to shit. Totally agree.
At the beginning,
young
right?
Guns now, but in the end, Tiger still brings the most attention to the.
He
PGA
does.
tournament.
Absolutely correct.
I'm going to disagree on that because now you have so much equality in the game of golf. You got McIlroy, Johnson. You've got Danny Willett, who won the Masters last year. You got Justin Rose. When Tiger,
as boring as the day is long, the whole lot of them. Sorry,
and you still have Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, just to name a couple guys out there. Tiger, ever since the injury and ever since his personal life came out, yes, the golf has gone down for a little bit, but golf is revitalizing now because of these young guys. Does Tiger have anything to do with this revitalization? Absolutely not.
What was the biggest story though about golf last year? You tell me, because I'll tell you what it was.
You know what? I don't have.
It was Tiger Woods when he was trying to show off to the media. It failed.
Right,
that was the biggest story.
His,
it wasn't
his
about
three,
George
his three
Spieth.
shots in the
It
par
wasn't
three
about
that went in the
Jason Day.
water.
It was about Tiger Woods.
Robbie
failing.
is absolutely
I
right.
was to me the biggest story was not Jason Day.
That's
but
you.
Yeah,
That's
to
you.
me
But to
and the
everybody
profession
else.
and the profession.
It does.
And
doesn't matter to the profession.
well,
it
you know what?
matters to
I'll
the
tell you
mass
what.
majority of people.
And
Tiger Woods.
First
is
was
the biggest
Tiger Woods.
story
The
last
second
year.
was Mickelson's scandal with the stock. That was the second in golf.
That was probably
that's what people want.
You could argue that's probably bigger than Tiger.
What'd you just say to me, Peter?
Stop screaming.
Oh, sorry.
You could probably argue that was probably even bigger than Tiger, but in the profession, I'm not talking as the fan. I'm talking as the profession because I'm in the profession. The biggest story
that's
of
right,
the
you are. I
biggest,
forgot.
the biggest story of the season was all these young players coming out and winning tournaments and making golf equal again.
Okay, but there's
Young
more
players are
fans than
boring.
they are professionals.
And that's why fans.
in the end-
No, but that's where fans are wrong, and they need to let the professionals be
yeah.
the leader in the industry and say this is the way. If you want the game of golf to
Turn that fucking light off.
if you want the game of golf to continue, you don't go by stories. You go by what's going on in the profession.
It doesn't work like that. In
Well,
the
you know what?
business.
That's where the amateurs in golf think that you guys run the business. You guys don't know the business. We know the business. We know the golf stories. Then you know what you need to believe in what's going on with what's going on in the profession and how we're developing the youth into turning the game from where Tiger brought it to now where Dustin Johnson's bringing it, where Rory McIlroy's bringing it, where Jason Day's bringing it. I'm just naming three to start.
Are those your
It doesn't
favorite?
work like that
Well,
because
no,
if
it
it
does
worked
work.
like that,
It
then
does-
that
it-
would be happening in baseball. That'd be happening in basketball. That would be happening
wouldn't.
in
No,
football.
if
if we had listened to everything that goes the professionals' way,
If
in
you
the
did-
end,
in
it
the end-
matters about what the fans want. Unfortunately,
And you know what? And you tell me why golf is throbbing now with all the revitalization of the youth movement.
it's not.
It is.
It's
I have the
not.
figures to prove it.
Go ahead.
Who's
show me
going to
the
be
figures.
the most of the three that you just named? The three?
Out of the three right now,
Who's
the
going
most
to be the fan favorites at the Masters? This
McIlroy's going to be a fan
McIlroy,
favorite. Dustin Johnson. Mickelson's always a fan favorite.
Mickelson.
Bubba Watson's a fan favorite.
Do you think
Matt Kuchar's a fan favorite? I mean, that's five guys right off the top.
Do you think Tiger makes the cut, or is he going to play?
Tiger's probably not playing.
He's not going to play.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to go on record right now. I don't think he's playing ever again. His back is that messed up. It's worse than when Freddie Couples had the same back trouble, and Freddie Couples had the same surgeries, and he revamped his schedule. And he trained. The problem was when Tiger was coming up and he was training, his training was more intense than any other pro in the world. He was doing stuff that Navy SEALsmen were doing in his training. That's why he has so many back injuries. That's why he has so many knee injuries.
It makes sense.
He's
got an out, man. He's got an easy out.
Let me tell you something. Is he the greatest all time?
The timing of all that, though, with his wife kicking him fucking out and everything else, is sure bad timing for him.
Ever since the problem,
bad.
That's my point exactly. Ever since the personal problems.
Even Nicholas was like, "This is shocking. What's going on with Tiger?"
Yeah, I mean, you know what? And And Nicholas, in the very beginning, he was rooting for Tiger, and he wants Tiger to make a comeback. The whole golfing world wants to see Tiger make a comeback because we know as great as the youth movement was, as great as the youth movement is taking the sport that I love, the sport that I'm proud to be a PGA professional in.
We're proud to have you.
And let me tell you something. That's why the game is growing because of the youth movement. Anything Tiger could contribute to the game is going to make the sport that much better. I don't deny that. But it might be time for him to really focus more on his health, which he's been doing more of. Spend more time with his kids, which he's been doing more of. I mean, because let's face it, he doesn't need to make another dollar. I mean, he's got the Tiger Woods Foundation. He's got his own.
I heard he just signed some other kind. Well, who the fuck would sign him right now for something?
Bridgestone. He signed up with Bridgestone to play their ball because now Nike.
Bridgestone tires?
No, Bridgestone golf balls because let's put it this way. Nike is no longer in the equipment business in golf. All they're doing is shoes and apparel. They're not doing.
Sorry about that.
Well, you know what? And a lot of that has to do with the way golf companies are nowadays, number one. Number two, Nike went on a major push with Tiger. They put him to the forefront. And then McIlroy come along
he made them billions, let's face it.
He made them a lot of money. And then now they tried
shitload of money.
And then they tried to bring McIlroy in. And McIlroy and Tiger were working good as a team together until when? Until when Tiger's personal life came into the business, when his injuries started occurring, when his game's been going downhill.
And now his mind's going to mush.
And I just don't. I mean, Tiger's got the mind to do it. I just don't think the body's going to let him.
Oh, that's what I meant. His body's going to mush, right? The mind's there, but the body is not carrying.
I mean, plus, he has his tournament on the PGA Tour every year now.
Is he not going to play?
He's won the Torrey Pines event so many times I can't count. I can't remember the number on it.
I heard that.
And then Dubai. He's like God over in Dubai. He got like a $12 million signing bonus, I believe it was. I might even be higher just to go play that event. And he withdrew the second day.
Wow,
because of back spasms.
Oh,
his back.
But he didn't have to return a dime of the cash, did he?
I'm sure he had to give back a part of it.
God, that garbage stinks.
But
Dubai, please, man.
No. He is well respected over there. He's like a national leader over there.
What the fuck are you doing over there, Robbie?
Well, I want to ask him how many viewers were in the Masters last year? How many viewers they have in the final round?
In the last round, I mean, I don't know.
I bet you Robbie knows the ratings probably suck shit.
No,
you know what?
They're probably up They're probably pretty good.
I think this is good because I don't know much about viewership, but it went down. It was 12.4 million, down 13%. And I looked through the rest of this entire list. 13% from what, the
day before
and
or
a lot
the year
of
before?
Tournaments were down. There was a tournament that went down from 76%.
What are you drinking there, Bob? Diet Coke? God bless you, man.
The only thing that really went up substantially big was the Ryder Cup.
That's because of it was held over here in the country last year. The other reason why ratings in golf may have been hurting last year too is because of the Olympics. Because what happened was they revamped a lot of the schedules. Like for example, the Travelers. The Travelers is always held right after the U.S. Open, which is in June. They had that this past year in August. I think this year, they're going to see with golf and the Olympics. I think every 4 years you're going to see that trend go down. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what the ratings are for the Masters this year. But, I mean...
I think it'll be interesting. Phil's going to play, right?
Well, Phil's playing. Like I said, Phil's playing, Kuchar's playing, Ricky Fowler's playing, Bubba Watson's playing, Dustin Johnson, he's the odds-on favorite. He's the odds-on favorite to win it this year. And
let's face it, though. Every time they have a favorite, that person never wins.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something.
It's always some fucking guy comes out of nowhere.
That was the story of Danny Willett last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And the ratings might have gone down, last year, but I don't remember who was in the final few groups. I don't know if Phil was in it or not. Matter of fact, Phil didn't make the cut last year, I don't think. Ricky Fowler didn't make the cut last year. I think this year you're going to see the TV ratings go up on it. There's about 30 guys that can win it this year. There's about 30 minimum.
Yeah, Let me tell you why, though, that the ratings keep going down when Tiger's not involved. Can you name... I'm not going to ask you. You're a PGA professional. You probably could. Can you name another African American golfer?
No. Vijay Singh.
Someone that was
whatever. You see what I mean?
Right.
Someone that is that good at golf as an African American and is probably the only good African American brings a lot of viewers from the black community.
No, you know what? I'm
why.
going to agree with you on that, and I'm going to tell you as a PGA professional, we don't do enough to promote minority golf like the other sports promote minorities in sports, and that's not a knock on any industry. It's just a proven fact. We actually even had this brought up at our national convention that was last year in New York City. One of the most respected PGA professionals is from the state of Florida. He's an Afro-American. Even he come out and said that we as PGA professionals, we need to promote the game of golf to the inner cities, to the youth, to the minorities a lot better than what we've been doing. And
Tiger should have done that by now. I would have thought based on Tiger's success that somebody else, and I don't know if this is Robbie's point, would have come up and been like more of an impact and been on, making the tour or amateur or something.
Well, I mean,
the U.S. Open is open to amateurs. Where's an amateur that can make it? They don't have one.
Well, that was a good story of.
You want to blame the PGA for that? You want to blame yourself?
No, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, as one of the 28,000 PGA of America professionals, the one area that we have not promoted well in, and this is actually going to be one of my focuses as the first assistant up at Goodwin Park this year, is I want to promote minorities getting back into the game of golf because let's face it, not every minority is going to be great at baseball, football, basketball, whatever. What they need to realize is, okay, you may not be great at golf, but it's a sport you can play for the rest of your life, where baseball and all that, you're not going to be able to.
Wait, you just said getting back into it. Not for nothing. Have they been
some have
into it?
Some have. Well, one of my good friends.
There's Calvin Pete.
The late Calvin Pete, yes.
Late Calvin Pete. Didn't know he passed away. Rest his soul.
One of the kids I used to work with, Randy Taylor. Randy Taylor is an Afro-American who has his own academy out in New York. Mm-hmm. He does a hell of a job going out to these schools, going out to these YMCAs. He's actually being a trendsetter, a trendsetter for the PGA of America by doing this. And I'm actually going to be reaching out to him this week because as a PGA pro, that's one of my biggest goals is to get more minorities, more females, more kids back into golf because That's where it has to begin.
Fucking Tiger Woods was on the Tonight Show when he was 7 years old, or something like that. For God's
He was
sakes.
on the Mike Douglas Show when he was 2.
My point. He was a unique story. Unique. What do you? I don't see where it's. I hope it happens. I really do.
And you know what? Like I said, I think
all right,
golf
guys, we got to move on. We got to go to break. When we come back, we're going to make our picks for the MLB division, our AL MVP and NL MVP candidates. Cy Young's, NL Cy Young, and will Colin Kaepernick be a quarterback? Why or why not? Right after the break.
Hey, this is Robin from PPRN All Things Sports, and you're listening to PPRN.
Hey guys, it's Peter from PPRN. Looking for something to do in Naugatuck? Check out D-Man's Bar and Restaurant. It's a local hub offering delicious gourmet burgers, wings, wraps, steaks, and more. Stop by and enjoy their casual atmosphere sitting in the bar, the lounge, or dining room. Or kick back on the patio. D-Man's is located at 1370 New Haven Road in Naugatuck. That's 1370 New Haven Road in Naugatuck. D-Man's is going to be broadcasting live a PPRN radio show on Wednesday, July 20th. Go down and check out the PPRN radio show broadcasting live from D-Man's in Naugatuck, 1370 New Haven Road, Naugatuck, Connecticut. That's 1370 New Haven Road. Go check out their patio, their bar, and their lounge. They have great food, too. Also, don't forget to check out D-Man's throughout the week for drink specials and local talent. Once again, check out D-Man's, 1370 New Haven Road, Naugatuck, Connecticut. Tell them PPRN sent you.
Did you just hear how bad that sounded? Well, you won't get that sound at Hat City Music Productions, located at 536 Federal Road in Brookfield. CEO Chris Litwin takes your music to the next level. If you're tired of those basement recordings, those people that you pay too much money for and have you get out within a half hour, well, you won't have that problem. Hat City Music Productions, once again located at 536 Federal Road in Brookfield. Go check out Hat City Music Productions. You won't be disappointed. Tell them PPRN sent you.
J&M Automotive in Naugatuck, Connecticut has been in business for 28 years. They stock over 450 quality pre-owned cars. They have the highest quality cars with haggle-free price, complete financing for all credit scores. They take all traders. They are rated with the Better Business Bureau AAA. They were voted CTI ADA Quality Dealer of the Year. Visit jnmautomotive.com for cars, pics, videos, and descriptions. jnmautomotive.com. They're located in Naugatuck on 756 and 820 New Haven Road with over 250 cars in the lot. Call them at 203-723-5666. That's 203-723-5666. Also go check them out on New Haven Road and check out their website, jnmautomotive.com. And tell them PPRN sent you.
Here's to Peter, here's to Peter, here's to Peter, he's a horse's ass. He is the meanest, sucks on a horse's penis. Here's to Peter, he's a horse's ass.
Yay!
You may take a break, not us. We never take a break. We're always on. PPRNradio.net. Music PPRNradio.net. PPRNradio.net. Featured guest DJs.
Original shows.
Music news. The hottest DJs from around the world.
We're not scared to lose it all. Security shut through the wall. Future dreams we have to realize. 1,000 skeptic hands won't keep us from the things we plan, unless we're clinging to the things we prize. And do you feel scared? But I won't stop and falter. And if we throw it all away, things can only get better. Whoa, 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 whoa. you need. Ooh, that's why. This is what you need. I'll give you what you need. This is what you need. I'll give you what you need. This is what you need. This is what you need. I'll give you what you need. This is not the end of it all. Don't you see? It's the rhythm. Take you where you really need to be. Oh.
You may take a break, not us. We never take a break. We're always on. PRNradio.net. Music 24/7.
We're back.
Are we? You never know with fucking Peter because he don't say shit, man. Fucking guy. I think he'd fucking cue us once.
Are we back?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I couldn't tell.
What I mean? You couldn't tell because he don't fucking say nothing.
Yeah,
like you don't.
And no, you don't.
You're done.
He thinks we're like fucking Zoltar, like
All right.
from that fucking
All right.
like
So
game.
the last hour we
You're
talked
back.
about Tony Romo. We
Fucking
recapped
guy.
the NCAA, both men and women. We talked a little bit about golf, and now this hour we are about to make our picks for who we think is going to finish for first in each of the respective divisions in the MLB. And we're going to start off the AL East, and we're going to start with you, Brian. Who do you got?
Put me in, coach.
Do you have
We're
Baltimore,
ready to play.
Boston, New York, Tampa Bay, or
think I
Toronto?
can take it from here. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Oh, please.
Today. Oh, sorry.
Please
so you're
don't
going,
sing.
You're going east here? East Division?
East Division, AL.
Okay, well, I got to tell you, I know the Yankees have no pitching, but I really, well, I don't want to say no pitching, but I think their hitting is going to be so much better than people think. I think the Red Sox are going to be worse than people think. And for that reason, I am picking the New York Yankees to win the East. I just feel like, I honestly feel like they can do it. I'm slightly biased because I grew up in a Yankee household, but I like the Yankee action. So my pick for them, for the East, is the New York Yankees.
All right. Deb?
You know where I'm going. I mean,
Dad. Oh,
I mean, let's face it. I grew up a diehard Yankee fan. I grew up in a household.
Don't copy me.
No, would you let me finish? I grew up with where I was a Yankee fan. I had neighbors that were Red Sox fans. My mother was a Mets fan. My father was a Dodgers fan. So how did I rebel? Very simple. Became a Yankee fan. Every year I've always said the Yankees, and their offense is going to be I think their offense is going to be really good this year. They've surprised a lot of people in spring training. They're playing good ball. And the other fact too is the Yankees have 26 seasons of winning baseball. Not saying they've won championships and pennants and that, but 26 years in a row between Torre and Girardi with winning records. This year will be number 27, and you will see another AL East title back in the Bronx.
Wow. Gutsy pick there, but I like it because that's what I said too.
I don't care what you said. So
Well-
go Durant yourself.
Peter, who you got?
T-Rex agrees. What do you think, Peter?
This year?
Yeah.
No, next
what division
fucking year,
We're
man.
in the East right now. Do you need me to rename the teams?
Yeah.
Well, first tell him it's baseball because he doesn't even know what planet he's on.
Baltimore, New York, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Boston.
Toronto.
Ooh. Figures, fucking communist
No,
bastard.
that's a good pick. They're
It's a goddamn communist.
They're going to
Pick
be
a
up there
fucking
this year.
Canadian team.
They're going to be good.
Toronto has an axe to grind.
Why don't you fucking drink Labatt's too while you're at it? You
I'm surprised you don't remember everything that T-Man told you last year about Toronto. They're still a good ball club.
They are.
They did lose Edwin Encarnacion, but they picked up a solid bat in Kendrys Morales in the offseason.
Can I tell you the worthiness in my mind of a Blue Jay? Okay, we're talking a fucking loaded pellet gun and some dead fucking birds. That's what I think about the Blue Jays.
All right.
Such violence.
My pick for
I'll set up a
this
bird feeder in my yard.
My pick for the season is, as I hate to say, is going to be the Boston Red Sox.
God damn it. No, it's not favorite.
It's picking up Chris Sale was such a big thing for them. That
Yeah, it
was the best thing to do.
What's the status on Price?
Price is going to start the season on the DL. They're talking about having him back in May.
Okay.
But that's the best thing to do after last year, only throwing the ball for 92 miles per hour with no one throwing it 96, 97.
Oh, yeah, especially the last 3 years. He's led the league, led all of Major League Baseball in innings pitched with over 200-plus the last 3 years. I mean, sometimes the arm just takes a toll.
It's a workhorse, but right, and then that horse is going to be put down.
And they have the top MLB prospect right now in the outfield, and Andrew Benintendi, who showed last year good potentials.
Yep.
They got a really good outfield.
Yep.
Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Andrew Benintendi in left, Mookie Betts in right.
Mookie Betts a possible MVP candidate. I mean, he was, third last year in the voting?
Second.
Pretty good.
Not too shabby.
All right, Ryan, so we move on to the AL Central.
Call me Ryan? Or
I called you Brian.
Oh, sorry about that.
Brian. That was what T-Rex calls you with the do-it.
Well,
Right.
I like the Central Division.
We have in the Central, we have the
Okay,
Chicago
go ahead.
White Sox, the Cleveland Indians, the Detroit Tigers, Kansas City Royals, and the Minnesota Twins. Who you got?
Okay, I'm going to save. We'll save the wild cards for later, right? Because I like.
Yes.
But I have to say that I was so impressed with the Cleveland Indians this year. I'm going to be equally impressed with them this year. I think they're managed well by Francona, who I think, by the way, is one of the best managers and most exciting managers in baseball. I really wish the Reds had him. So I like Cleveland. Again, not much of a
It's the
line
truth,
pick.
I'm telling you.
I just think that when you have a great manager, you have players that fall behind. And I'm actually going to wait till the end, but you can see where I'm going at my World Series pick. I like Cleveland to win this division. Running away, by the way.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Running
Yeah,
away with it, yeah.
Convincingly? So
running
how many
away,
games
by
would
the
you
way.
say ahead of the team that finished second?
I will tell you this. I think by September 15th, they will have it clinched. That's my prediction.
Wow,
Not much-
that's pretty gutsy. I mean,
That's that's huge. That's like when Kurt Schilling said
We're talking
the Red
10 and a
Sox
half, 11 and a
with
half
Bobby
games.
Valentine, we're going to win the division by 10-plus games. I remember that.
Yeah. They're
Now
just
where is he?
gut- gutsy, gritty bunch of guys there in Cleveland, and I think they're going to show that. They'll hit a slide at some point during the year. Every team does. Every good team does, I should say. But they will, in the end, they will win it all.
All right, your pick.
Just before I do that, real quick, 7 minutes left in the first quarter. UConn 15, Oregon 4.
Excellent update.
So, Cleveland, like Robbie said, great pickup with Edwin Encarnacion. He's going to be their designated hitter of 4 years at $40 million. Terry Francona, probably one of the best.
He signed more than 4 years, $40 million.
I thought it was $440. Well,
no, it's
whatever.
way more.
Whatever.
He got
I mean,
max deal.
well, whatever it is, but I mean, they got one of the best. They got one of the best managers in the game in Francona. Kipnis, I like Kipnis a lot. I think he's a scrappy ball player. The one team,
He's another player that's going to start the season on the DL.
Yep. The one team I'd watch out for a little bit this year would be Kansas City, even though they lost their starting pitcher. They lost their starting pitcher,
Ventura.
Yes, which is I think they're gonna make the season dedicated to him. I think they're gonna come out and play hard. I think they're gonna really want to win it and honor him. But God, why am I agreeing with Brian about
There you go,
about
because I know my
Cleveland? But I don't think it's going to be as close.
It's not much of a stretch, but anyway.
I don't think it's going to be as much of a blowout as you think it's going to be. I think they're going to win it by 6 games.
Who you got, Peter?
Royals.
All right.
Royals?
Yep. You writing these down?
Yep.
All right, good. They want money at the end of the season.
All right, my pick. I'm going with the Cleveland Indians. Had the Indians not have gotten Edwin Encarnacion, I would say differently, because they were going to lose Napoli either way because they weren't going to give Napoli his big money, so they're going to big bet. So Cleveland getting Edwin Encarnacion is going to be the big key factor.
I think he's going to have a bad year, by the way. I'm going to just tell you that. I don't think he's going to have as good a year as people think, but
we'll see.
I only say that because he's a former Red, and I'm just upset that the Reds let him go when they did, and now look how good he is. Goddamn stupid bastards.
Look how pathetic the Reds are.
And do you know who you traded?
I don't want to really know, but tell me.
Scott Rowland, your former.
Scott Rowland, right. The Cardinal washed-up has-been that came to the Reds and had a good half a year, then got hurt. And then pissed his pants for the rest of the year, just like everybody else.
All right, Brian. This next one, we go to the West. The West Coast. West Side. We got the Houston Astros.
Who did Peter pick again? I was just curious.
He put Kansas City.
The Royals.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we got the Houston Astros, the Los Angeles Angels, Oakland Athletics, Seattle Mariners, and Texas Rangers. Who you got?
You know, I got to tell you, in this, I think the Rangers are really been hanging. They've been playing well. They've been in it every year, but not this year. I like the Seattle Mariners for the reason that I just like Seattle. I like the coffee. I like that whole thing. I like the mountain they got there, and there's a lot of meth labs there, and I'm a strong proponent on meth as a side business for most people. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to pick Seattle in this one for that reason. For all you trailer parks there dealing meth and methamphetamines, best of luck to you.
Next.
Haven't paid much to this division except Napoli re-signed with the Texas Rangers for 1 year. Can't agree with Brian all the time.
Why would you at all?
Because a couple things he actually knows, just a couple things here and there. That's the only reason.
You don't give a shit.
I don't. But I think you're going to see the Los Angeles Angels.
The what?
The Los Angeles Angels. I think they're going to win the West.
It is
MVP candidate with Trout. Pujols. They say he looks good in the field again. I mean, those are 2 strong bats to have.
It's hot in here.
Take off all your clothes.
Fucking guy. He's already on vacation over here. Well, he's got some nerve. Doesn't take out the garbage. His whole place stinks like fucking.
Well, you could take it out for him.
It stinks
make another comment about the garbage. You won't have a fucking beer out of this building ever.
Okay.
You contributed to that garbage.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can take it out once in a while.
Yeah, why don't you take it out?
Yeah.
All right, renews it.
You are his employee.
Yeah.
Renews it, does it, and sorry about that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Go ahead,
On
Mr.
that note,
Pinhole.
what is the whole? Who does
People
host
instead
have?
of bitching, do something.
On that note, here's Mr. Wizard.
Who you got, Pete?
What
He doesn't even
team
know.
again?
He doesn't.
We got the Astros, the Angels, the Athletics, the Mariners, and the Rangers.
Rangers.
No, we're not.
And I'm in Cozumel
We're not
already,
talking about
man.
hockey now, Peter. So, that's just Texas. We're talking about, not the New York.
I know the Rangers.
Alrighty then.
I'm going to agree with Pete. I'm going to go with the Texas
Ah,
Rangers.
see, fuck you.
Having you Darvish back for a
Fuck
whole
you.
season,
You
hopefully.
drink a rock?
You fucking
we'll do
lurch
a
bastard.
big difference with them.
Yep. You already named the opening day starter for Texas.
Re-signing Rogan Odor to 6-year extension is absolutely big for them. He's a top second baseman in the MLB. Carlos Gomez won't have to deal with like what he had to be with Houston and where he had to be a lead player. It's gonna be close.
We got a message
from
Sanford Race.
It says, it's anonymous. Brian's cock tastes like garlic bread.
Oh.
Interesting. And how many?
So, who were
how
you
many
talking
pieces
to
of that?
at the thing Saturday?
Who was I?
He sat by himself. He's a fucking hermit, dude.
No, I sat with Tracy and Bob, man.
No, you sat by yourself, basically.
Well, people, as my one friend told me, people don't like you, Brian. So people don't like me.
They like you. Everybody loves you.
You know what?
Except when you start talking.
You know what Tracy? You know what Tracy said to me was so funny. I just have to tell you.
Oh, she already told me. Don't even go there.
No, it's so funny. She just said, she goes, "Gee, Brian," she goes, if we weren't here, you'd be by yourself the whole night. I was like, well, thanks for that little fucking tidbit of information. I mean, yeah, I know I fucking smell, but I didn't know I smelled that bad.
It's called being social.
Well, look, man.
If you sit in a chair the whole night and don't associate with the people that you work with, that's your problem. There is other departments within the confines here.
Well, people don't really like me very much, like I said. So
True.
I was trying to make friends, but
Travis said he wished he could have come see you.
I saw that, man. T-Man's a good man. He really wanted to come, and
no, he didn't.
Well, I guess not.
Let's tell the truth.
Well,
no, he didn't.
Where the fuck was Robbie?
I
Sick
was resting.
again. No, I heard you were sick. Your dad's covering for your ass.
All right, so National League, we had the.
Oh, you took the Rangers, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I forgot.
National League East, we got the Atlanta Braves, the Miami Marlins, the New York Mets, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the Washington Nationals. Brian, who you got?
This is going to be easy. I mean, this is really... first of all, I just want to say, I know from experience that Dusty Baker is a loser, okay? I just want to tell you that. He is a loser, okay?
Loser.
He is. Now, this is what I mean by that, okay? He is great in the regular season, and the Nationals are going to win the division in the regular season, okay? But after that, once again, they will go nowhere. So to answer your question, the Nationals are just too fucking good on paper to not pick them. The Mets, there's going to be injuries there, and we'll get to them. But as far as winning the division, I am taking the Nationals. Yeah. And by the way, no one else in that division has a fucking hair's rat's ass chance of doing shit.
Oh, intriguing.
Really?
Now, the Phillies have a good cheesesteak sandwich, and that's about it.
I'll have to try it one day.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You're welcome.
Be right with you.
Okay.
Trying to fix a light.
I mean, let's face it with Washington. I mean, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg when he's healthy. Bryce Harper, who's leading the Major League Baseball in home runs in spring training with his 8th home run today. I mean, they've just. But what they got to do is, I don't know if they've done this or not.
Bob has done his homework.
They've got to lock
Bob's done his homework.
I believe he's tied with Greg Bird.
That is so
great. Okay, I didn't know what Bird was doing, but if the Nationals are smart, they're going to lock him up now before the price on him just keeps going higher and higher and higher. I mean, he's the best. He's the best player that they have in Washington, and they got a great nucleus there. The Mets. If the Mets stay healthy, they're going to make a run at him.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So who do you have? You have the Mets or the Nats?
I'm going to take the Nationals because I don't think the Mets are going to stay healthy. And the key to that,
neither do I.
And it's going to come down to if Matt Harvey's healthy.
Yeah, and Matt's got hurt again today. By the way, shocking update there. Matt's hurt again. Matt's okay. Next prediction for Peter Pinho
again.
Nationals, Braves, Marlins, Mets, Phillies.
Mets.
It's a good pick. It is because it's very possible.
And it's the opening of the stadium next door, isn't it, this year?
U.S. Open?
That's for the Braves. I think the Braves you're thinking of.
No, the Mets they were building a soccer field next door.
Oh, something like that.
Yeah. So there's going to be a celebration this year in New York. So that's how I base my picks.
Is there really? So there's a soccer stadium being built in
some
Flushing?
kind of big conglomerate because it's huge.
Isn't that where the guy from your country is going to be kicking
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Please don't do that.
All right.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I'm going to go with the Nationals as well.
Yep.
Just the difference, because
what is the difference?
Honestly,
my ass in your face, nothing.
If it hadn't happened last year of Jose Fernandez passing away, I would have picked Miami this year.
I would agree with that.
With the loss of Jose Fernandez, you can't replace him. Someone who's
wait a minute. It's a shopping center.
So.
Oh, okay.
With that being said, I'm choosing the Nationals.
Fucking goddamn
great rotation.
Yeah.
Great offense.
No, I heard it was going to be either a soccer stadium or a new fucking Starbucks.
Well, at the end of 1, UConn 28, Oregon 13. UConn's on their way to the Final Four.
Certainly seems that way.
Yeah.
Peter, any other retail information you want to share with the audience?
We got the NL Central. We have the Chicago Cubs, the Reds, the Brewers, the Pirates. I almost said the Steelers because there was an STL under Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with the
and
Brewers.
The Cardinals. You need to wait your turn, sir.
No, let him. He's already fucking knee gorged on fucking
Shut
alcohol
up
anyway.
and
Let him
make your
pick the
pick.
Brewers.
Yeah, what's your pick?
Well, it's not really going on a limb here. The whole
you
division
call me
fucking
Negro?
sucks. The whole division sucks. Chicago Cubs they're on cloud nine right now. They're playing at a level with talent, and they finally got it right in Chicago. They finally got it right, and for that reason, Chicago will win.
I mean, let's face it, they are the defending World Series champions, the first World Series championship in over a decade. Of course, they had
A
a break.
decade?
I mean, decade, a century, whatever.
That
Wrong
is
name.
huge difference.
All right.
God.
Let's face it, they got the best.
Where you been, Abe Lincoln?
Been worried about Tiger. Been worried about Cleveland Brown. But
what the fuck is in that Diet Coke? There's no way there's Diet Coke in there.
You must have poisoned it.
You got moonshine. You're a fucking alcoholic. Sorry.
What were you doing Saturday night? You were winning alcohol.
Well, I was drinking Dixie cups full of something, man. It was a bunch of crap.
But anyway, they got the best executive in all of baseball in Epstein. They got a great MVP candidate in Bryant, and probably the best pitcher in the game in Jake Arrieta. So, I mean, how can you... The only thing that could stop them, and I don't know how much of a loss this is going to be to them, was them losing Chapman back to the Yankees. I mean, let's face it. I mean, he did a hell of a job as a closer for the Cubs, except for Game 7. But in Game 7, I mean, he was used for such a long time, and the Cleveland just started rocking him. But until you beat the champs, you are the champs. So we go with the Cubbies.
By the way, tremendous rebound to your idiotic decade statement there, but I must say that I agree with the second part of your argument there. After the decade,
that was a brain fart. Called a senior moment.
Cubs. Listen, man, nobody's more stupid than me, but
that's true.
That was pretty fucking stupid.
That was retarded.
That was.
I told you it's retarded day.
Pretty fucking stupid. I gotta tell you, man. Okay, so getting back to Mars, we're moving to
Peter.
He already said his pick.
No, Peter already said the Brewers because he's the
We
one
are
who's drunker
pretending
than
like
Bob.
he didn't say it because it wasn't his.
Shut up! Hey, mind if we play?
Peter, what's your pick?
Brewers.
Brewers. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds like a little kid. He goes, Brewers, thank you. Sounds like Robin Hood.
Yeah, from the guys.
We'll pay you
sound like
at
a
the end
retard who
of
confused
the
the
month.
century with the decade. Yeah, that's what your brain's saying right now.
No, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, this one is going to be the Cubs. There's no questions asked. Yeah, there's really no debating it. I think the closest thing you debate to it is Dexter Fowler, who left the Chicago Cubs to join the St. Louis Cardinals. So Cardinals are going to make a run for the money, but in the end, I think the Cubs will prevail.
I hate the Cardinals, by the way. I put them right up with the Blue Jays. You need a BB gun, a bird feeder, and just take them all down. Every one of them.
So this brings us to our last division. In the NL West, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies, Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres, and San Francisco Giants.
Giants.
You freaking... What did I tell you?
He doesn't care. Look at him. He's on the. He's like his mind is on the boat already.
He's got the Doom buggy. He's got the Doom buggy.
You stupid cock's hat.
Is it my turn
Yeah.
first? All right.
Yes,
well,
it's your turn.
listen, the Dodgers. Clinton Kershaw, by the way, my pick for the Cy Young as we get ahead of myself here, but just unbelievable pitch. This guy is just a picture of my God, his unbelievable proportions. And I like what the Dodgers are doing. They're back to their winning ways as they once were, and it's not much of a stretch. But I'm picking the Los Angeles Dodgers to win this division.
I think that's a big stretch.
Okay, and tell me why.
Because I mean,
You're wrong.
I think they're going to be a 500 team this year. I'm going with Arizona. I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb. Something about
just a broken limb. By
it might be a broken
Very
limb.
broken.
Well, we'll see. I like Arizona. I mean, I think they got the first baseman Goldschmidt. I like him.
All right. Goldenschlager, you mean?
Goldenschlager, Goldschmidt, whatever. But you know what?
No, it's Goldschmidt. You're right. Don't let him confuse you. That's one name you've actually
Listen,
gotten right.
yeah.
I don't need to correct you. Hakeem Noah.
Oh, we got to talk about him too if we get time. But if not,
No, we're not talking about Hakeem. He's a waste.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you what I got.
Face.
Your wife's pussy on my breath.
Tasted positive.
Wow, he missed it again. I just think there's always one team in the in Major League Baseball that surprises, and this year I just got that gut feeling that it's going to be the Diamondbacks.
And then there's also a person that gets a little too much sun that picks a team like Arizona to win it, like you.
But there's no sun, so shut the hell up.
No sun yet, but the sun's coming, and it won't be shining in Arizona.
After Peter makes his pick.
Arizona.
Wow.
He did that just to be a fucking man.
I happen to love red birds.
Okay, I can see people flocking to
They're
the
the
Vegas
Diamondbacks,
now.
and their logo is a rattlesnake.
Now that's where you need to smash into the glass when he says rattlesnake.
Coming from two guys that obviously have sat on a lot of cactuses. You've heard it.
Makes me wonder what you've sat on.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
I'm in a three-way dilemma here.
That's
'cause
disgusting.
The Dodgers,
That's a three-way? You're disgusting.
The Dodgers have the best pitcher in baseball in Clayton Kershaw and one of the most talented players besides Bryce Harper and Mike Trout with Corey Seager. And then you have the Giants with their amazing rotation. And then the Rockies, who, by the way, represent the Yard.
Hey.
Their offense is just going to be a killer in that thin air. It's just a question with the pitching staff because the pitching staff and their bullpen's work in progress.
Did someone order a sexy Persian wingman?
I don't know. Did they?
I think we might have.
But in the end, I think
What's
I'm going
wrong,
to go with
Chief?
the Dodgers as just for a safe pick. It's going to be close this year in that division, but I can tell you right now, the Diamondbacks are finishing in fourth.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, we'll see. We'll see.
What's wrong with you? Can't you get an idea without saying it out loud?
Okay.
So now, Brian, you're going to pick
next
two
predictions.
people, two teams in the AL for the wild
God, you can
card.
be such a douche.
Yeah, I know exactly where I'm going with these predictions.
35-year-old homosexual.
You haven't been 35 in 20 years.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so
Brian, you're old.
I'm bald and I'm a lot of bad things.
And you have a fupa.
Teams,
Okay, so the wild card, as much as I hate the Red Sox, and I do hate the Red Sox, I really do, but I think they're going to squeak in as a wild card. My second wild card is going to be the return of the Kansas City Royals in the Central Division. So I'm picking the Royals and the Red Sox as the AL wild cards. Thank you.
Wow.
Next.
I'll keep it simple. Baltimore, Seattle. Red Sox are going to underachieve this year.
Wow, leaving them out of the picture entirely, that's a mistake. But
Absolutely, it's a mistake.
But I like the
agree with
action.
you.
We can just burn them off along with the jerseys in this studio here. Anyway.
All right,
Okay.
you said Orioles and who?
Seattle.
Mariners.
Are you typing all? Or we can just play it back anytime we
No,
want. I guess.
I'm
He's
typing it in.
Typing it in. Okay.
I'm saying it. Peter, who you got?
For the playoffs?
Two teams in the
Wild card now we're talking about.
Oh, in the American League?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the American League now. Anytime now. Wow, the American
You should
League.
use that soundboard
Holy
bit to, play the Jeopardy theme song right now.
Holy Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure.
Watch them say like Dallas and the Rams.
Well, why don't you
sorry.
just pick
Sorry
two
about
random teams that you know? Like, you know the Yankees.
No, I'm not picking them.
Okay.
Never picked them.
Wow, you take longer than Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have to pick them.
He's let him pass.
Gas. Anaheim?
Okay.
Pass.
That's a good guess.
That's a good one. Wow, that's one good guess. Let's see if he knows another American League team.
And Colorado's national.
That's right, it sure is.
job,
The
good
yard goats.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't notice, this is progress for
Philly.
Pino.
That's
Oh my!
That's national.
Nationally.
Sorry.
And there it is.
Yes, ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
all
this
right.
is
There
a
it goes.
professional sports show. You heard it. The cheesesteaks.
Yeah, but you know what? He probably knows more about soccer than what
Pittsburgh.
we do.
That's
National League too, by the way.
Atlanta's too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, why don't we just switch it to the National League for
just say
Christ's sakes?
Minnesota.
No, I want to be able to pick the right ones.
Yeah, you want to be able to make less of an ass of
Marlins.
yourself than you've already done.
That's
there you
Miami.
go. Yeah, that's there. Now
National.
you really.
National
That's the guy who remember crashed his boat who's dead.
All right, fuck it. I didn't pick Boston, so Boston.
He did not pick Boston.
That's
Okay.
only one.
Wow.
Oh, you picked two teams. Oh, that's right. Anaheim and Boston.
If you don't agree, don't say wow. I mean, you can just make fun of me. I'm okay with that.
No, I wouldn't make fun of you.
I'm not talking to you, you prick.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, for my wild card.
I'm hideous. I'm a noseless freak.
Ouch.
That's Brian every morning.
That's every day. What are you talking about every morning?
No one loves me.
7:30.
No one loves me.
My wild
I'm
card
a loser.
is the rematch from 2015. I got the Astros and I got the Yankees.
For American League still?
Yeah. That's interesting.
All right.
What is this pick now?
What?
What is this pick now?
It's a nose pick.
All right, Brian, who you got for the National League, buddy?
All right, National League. I think the Mets are going to be there, and I think they're going to go up against the Giants again, just like last year. Mets, Giants. And I have to piss, so I'll be right back.
Oh, it's too bad. You're gonna miss a hell of a pick because you're gonna see a fight in the Clark family between the Mets and the Dodgers.
It's because he's gay.
No, it's because my mother likes the Mets and my father likes
No,
the Dodgers.
Brian's
Oh, him? Yeah,
gay.
he's gay.
Who's
Okay,
typing?
Peter.
All right, so I'm going to go with wild card.
Wild card for National League.
I'm going to go with the Braves and the Mariners.
The Mariners are American League.
You said, National League. My bad.
Are you still going to go with the Braves for National?
No, I'm going to
League?
go with the Braves for National, and I'm also going to take Cincinnati.
Braves and Reds?
Yep.
Brian's probably going to suck you dry when he gets back.
Don't even tell him what he said.
We have to.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the Citrus League and Grapefruit League?
That's just a spring
That's
training.
different divisions for spring training. Okay, for my National League, I have... Let's see. I'm going to go with the Giants
Gay.
and...
Go with the Dodgers while you're at it.
No, I'm going to go with the Rockies. For our yard goats.
Oh.
Chomp, chomp.
Colorado used to be a good team at one time, no?
They were in the World Series in 2007.
That's what I'm saying. That was 10 years ago. Does that not count because of how long it is?
And Giants. So, Brian, would you like to hear who Peter picked?
Yeah, I sure do want to hear that. Sorry about that, by the way. That harpoon cider really harpoons the
He
kidneys.
went with the Braves
Braves
and the Reds.
Braves and what a fucking moron. Two of the worst teams in baseball. Figures he picked them. That's truly a mind that's already on vacation.
All right, Brian, your World Series winner. Who do you got? Does that have to be the man? Well, yeah.
World Series winner, I already said it if you were listening
don't have to
earlier.
pick a winner.
It's going to be the Cleveland Indians.
You have Cleveland winning it.
I do have Cleveland winning it. I believe they will. I think it was.
Father?
I think they almost won it last year, but they will win it this year.
Yeah, I mean it was a classic series last year between the.
It certainly was
between the Cubs and the Indians. Got a lot of good teams this year. A lot of good teams. I think you're gonna. You're trapping your phone now? Oh my god! I am not gonna pick Cleveland because I don't think they're gonna get past the divisional round. So I am gonna go out on a limb.
Again.
Yeah, and this is gonna shock everybody except for one
Arizona
person.
again,
No. Because they are gonna overachieve this year, and the Yankees are gonna win championship number 28.
Wow, I like it. I like it. It's a gutsy call. It really is. Why not? And I like it.
All right,
And by the way, I hope that happens. By the way,
Okay,
honestly. First Reds, but then Yankees.
World Series.
Who's going to win the World Series next year, Mr. Peter?
World Series, huh?
Yeah. Get
Well, I think Cincinnati's going to come up from the wild card and go all the way to the game.
Wow, my God.
The big dance.
The Cincinnati Reds, huh?
Yes, sir.
God, do I feel like shit that I didn't pick them.
Yes, sir. And you already know my team, Toronto.
Toronto, that's right. Toronto and Cincinnati.
So it's going north.
That would be...
You're goddamn right I'm going north. Because baseball sucks, period. Goddamn strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Bunch of queers.
Oh, that's...
I'm going out on a limb, too. Obviously, Chicago's going to be the favorite after last year and all the young talent they have, but me personally, I think with all the partying and during the offseason and all these young guys, I understand they have one of the best managers in Joe Mann, but I think winning it back-to-back, I don't think that's happened since the Yankees. That hasn't happened since the 99-2000 Yankees.
Yeah, the three-peat. 98, 99, 2000, the three-peat, yeah.
Put away the three-peat, just a two-peat in general. So, that being said, I think L.A.
I could see that.
Really? With the Dodgers this year.
I mean, like, there's a bunch of teams that could win it. No one mentioned the Nationals. They're going to be right there. I could see them winning.
I don't see the Nationals because Dusty Baker can't in the playoffs.
Well, we'll
I
see.
just don't like him as a manager in the playoffs.
We'll see.
I think the Dodgers did really well last year. I think the only problem was the injuries that they had.
Mm-hmm.
They stay healthy, they got a great chance.
They do. I mean, the good thing about it is it starts Sunday night.
And I'm looking
Starts Sunday afternoon. Actually,
they're doing
sir,
afternoon games now.
The
on
Yankees
Sunday.
and the Rays started off the season.
It's about time they
at Tampa
did that,
Bay.
by the way.
And just think, I mean, the Yankees don't have to travel far for their first game because their facilities for spring training is in Tampa. So they got maybe a 3 to 5 mile hiatus.
They're going to start off on fire, I think.
All right, so Brian, do you want to participate in who your Cy Young winners and MVP winners?
Yeah. The National League's a no doubter. Clinton Kershaw is going to win it. In
The
my
Cy
opinion.
Young?
Cy Young, obviously. And I like the MVP to be Joey Votto from the Cincinnati Reds. I think he's going to have an outstanding year.
Okay, so that's your National League. Who you got in the AL?
The AL pitching, I'm gonna pass because I can't even think of one pitcher right now in the AL. I tell you what, let's go with Tanaka, the Tanaka Blast, and then I sticking with the Yankees. I like Sanchez as the surprise MVP.
Okay.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
AL MVP, I think it's going to go to Chris Sale for the Red Sox. I think he's going to from the Red Sox. I think he's going to get the American League Cy Young.
Yeah. You said MVP. that's
My fault. Your MVP, Jose Altuve.
Okay.
From the Houston Astros. National League. Jake Arrieta.
Okay.
And the MVP. I don't know. Bryce Harper. I don't know.
Okay.
That's all right. That's good.
Peter, would you like to participate?
No.
He said, "How are you?"
All right, so my American League Cy Young winner, I'm going to go with Felix Hernandez. He's from what they've said so far in spring training is that he's back to basically his old form. Last year was a very big down year with all the injuries that he had, but I think he's going to bounce back. I think he has better bats in the lineup this year, adding Gene Segura to help out with Cano and Nelson Cruz. I think he's healthy, so I think he's going to have a better season. I think he's worked on his mechanics a lot more. He looked good in the World Baseball Classic. And my AL MVP, I'm going to have to go with Josh Donaldson out of Toronto. Just dominant hitter. Pitchers try to avoid him. How can you avoid him? He had, I think, the second most at-bats. I think. Don't take my word for it because I don't have the stats. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Cleveland Browns are top 10 defense. National League.
Gay.
I would like to go with Clayton Kershaw, but I don't think he's going to win it only because he's such a dominant pitcher. It's like LeBron James at the NBA. He's the best out of all of them, but because He's not going to post numbers like we normally see. In my opinion, I don't think he's going to have Clayton Kershaw numbers. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with Madison Bumgarner as the NL Cy Young. And the NL MVP,
Good picks, by the
I'm
way.
going to go with Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs.
Yay.
You know, and there's so many good players out there. I mean, the picks we just made, they're very solid picks. I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can go. At the half, at the half, UConn 49, Oregon 24. So win number 111 should be in the bag.
Wow, I mean, they are that good.
But or I'll tell you, Oregon, watch out for Oregon in a couple years. They're going to be something special.
I mean, you really can't really look out for many teams, and UConn's dominating as well as they are.
Yeah, but, you know, it's going to come to an end at some point. We know that. So we just got to enjoy the wave while it's still going.
Yeah, but when they do lose, does that team get a lot of credit?
That team that beats them will get a ton of credit.
Look what happened when Stanford stopped the other winning
When
streak.
Stanford stopped that winning streak, they said Stanford was going to win the national title, and they lost the next game.
Yeah.
So, who knows? When it happens, it's going to happen. It's going to shock the world. They're going to be talking about it for...
Yep.
You know what? They'll probably just talk about it for a day because, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this,
It's
in the
women's
end,
basketball,
everyone's
yeah.
just seeing it as women's basketball.
Exactly.
And I think Ju's doing everything that he can to promote it. And I think some other people are trying their best to promote it too, mainly LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as much as you promote it, I hate to say it, and this is not a gender thing or anything, just nobody's really that interested in female sports, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right.
Yep. And on top of that, I mean, even when UCLA, I mean, when they won all those championships under John Wooden, there were times that that they lost a game or two. Sometimes it's not about how many games you lose in a season and all that. It's how many championships you win. And Wooden didn't win like 10 in a row.
I'll tell you, like, when I used to watch women's basketball with Grammy all the time.
Yeah.
And the only reason I would watch it is because I loved watching Gino versus Pat Summitt.
Yeah.
Once Pat Summitt retired, it's a Gino era.
It's Gino with Tara Vanderveer from Stanford. She's there. Dawn Staley, she's now the coach of the U.S. women's basketball team for the next Olympics. I mean, she's an up-and-coming coach who's doing wonders for the game. The coach from Quinnipiac, we got to put her up there for the job she did in the tournament this year, getting Quinnipiac to the Sweet 16.
Was she hot?
No, she's a war pig.
Wow.
Wow, that yeah.
No, I mean I hate to put it like that, but she's not good looking.
That's nice.
That's
Somebody say that about you.
And I admit I am. And I admit I am. So.
Ryan, shut the fuck up.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, we put this show event name as The Interrupter, and you know what happened today? Not much interrupting.
He ran out of something.
I ran.
The first hour you were interrupting a Rob.
That's because he ran out of something.
The second hour you were like,
I'm still doing my day job here. I'm setting guys up for work tomorrow.
Hey.
And
is
that's the end of
that time the round table Tuesday, Wednesday,
Okay,
and then vacation.
I'm done with that.
Yes.
Plus,
So,
I'm still in shock that we're not going to have a show
the
for 2
part where
weeks.
Peter promotes PPRN, so hush.
Yeah, tune in
Wait, we
Tuesday,
still got a
Wednesday.
lot more. Oh, sorry about that. No.
Tune in Tuesday, Wednesday, that's all.
And
That's
what
it?
about
I'm in
our
no mood
friends?
today. I'm tired. Huh?
The
I
electric
am
show.
the sun.
Oh, yeah, Saturday, too.
I am
Mixtape
the earth.
Saturday?
Go to the schedule, you'll see.
Check it all out on pprnradio.net.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Do we need to
Tired.
tell people that we're not going to be here for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That sucks.
2 fucking weeks, bitch.
So
the next show will be the Monday after Easter,
the Monday after Easter.
which will be the 17th of
That's
April.
great, actually. I could use a vacation, man.
So can I.
Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
you
Maybe
can.
we can get Jeff Dooley from the Hartford Yargoats come in. We'll be starting
I am
minor
the
league baseball.
sun. I am. So when we come back, we'll have
April 17th will be
national
the...
championship. We'll have
We'll have
baseball.
national champions. We'll be
what's
2
everyone's-
weeks of the
what's
baseball
everyone-
season. NBA playoffs are probably
You're
going to be
crashing hard.
starting.
all the players.
What's
Hopefully
Hey,
Tony
you're damn
Romo's
right.
on the damn football team.
I don't think you're going to
Will
see that for June.
Marshawn Lynch join the Raiders?
That's happening.
Is Colin Kaepernick going to be signed?
Did you stop by the projects on the way down here?
No, I'd heard Kaepernick did get signed by McDonald's. Come on, the fries are up, Kaepernick. Make a move, man.
Oh, my
sorry
God.
about that. No, I didn't.
Does anybody feel bad for him?
No.
No, I don't feel bad for that asshole.
Somebody had a meme the other day that said, one guy kills a dog, one guy rapes a girl, one guy beats his wife, and they still have work.
Yeah.
And then Kaepernick took a knee. Yeah, it's because he disgraced beating your wife is
What
sometimes
they also
acceptable.
need to understand is the man was under contract. His contract expired. So
Exactly. Now, the other thing we didn't mention real
all
quick
those
was
idiots, like, you're not going to tell me he's not going to be able to find another job. Like, if he walked into McDonald's and
backup.
simply said, my name's Colin Kaepernick, oh, no application.
You don't need a job. He made some millions.
the other thing we didn't mention was yesterday's race down in Fontana where points leader Kyle Larson basically ran away with the final stage to win his second career race.
Total gay.
One more thing to add with Kaepernick, too. People argue that it's because of a political thing, and, oh, well, he is a good quarterback. He led his team to Super Bowl. One, that Super Bowl team was led by Alex Smith the majority of the season.
Goddamn right.
Who lost the job because of concussion.
I
And
am
two,
the
when he was a
sun.
quarterback, his QB efficiency was 31st out of 32 NFL active quarterbacks.
That's why you are the host.
So.
And what a great job he does being the host, by the way. To all our listeners. Sorry about that.
All right.
we gotta
So,
go
do
quick
we
through
do
this.
the what do we learn? Because what I learned is Brian looks terrible.
Bald. Oh, sorry. I'll let you say it.
And
Bald
Brian was
fat.
very boring today, which
Yeah.
I like. I
Wow.
like that a lot.
It was quiet.
I
today,
also
very
learned that
quiet.
when you tell your dad that Tiger Woods is the main reason for golf viewers, he gets very angry.
Because I know how it is in the industry. So I mean, don't doubt my industry. Don't doubt me in my industry.
The numbers
That's
don't
right.
lie,
He gets
Papa
pissed,
Duke.
man.
Trust me.
Don't fuck with Bob when it comes to golf.
Trust me, it's not as bad
That's
as
what
you
I
think.
learned today.
When I see down 70% when
That's what I learned
he
today.
first left, that's a huge.
Don't doubt
Well,
Bob.
that's
when it
because
comes to
golf was on the decline for years, and now it's coming back up. You watch the ratings for this Masters. I'll guarantee they are better than this year because one of the top guys will be in the final group, and that's the reason why the numbers went down last year.
All right, I like that. Also, what I learned is that the Cubs just won their first World Series in 10 years.
10 years. Decades.
10 fucking years. It's only been 10 years since Mother O'Leary's
Yeah,
cow,
can you
like,
believe it?
fucking,
Like, they
and
were
the goat
partying
ran
like crazy
rapid.
for only 10
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
They must have drank a rock.
So it was we had the Great Chicago Fire, and now we got the Cubs won it 10 years ago, Bob. That was fucking hysterical, man.
That was what you
so,
call it. It's what you call
so
a midlife.
funny. Listen,
it was
man,
a midlife moment.
There's nobody more stupid than me, but that was hysterical.
What does T-Rex think about it, Brian?
Brain fart.
I can't even come up with the words.
It's a brain fart.
T-Rex is just like that was. He's like that was ancient thinking. There is what he said, man. Very ancient thinking.
Clever.
Back from the land of the lost days, grumpy. Anyway, that's what I learned, and I learned that not doing the show for 2 weeks is going to really affect my personality.
What personality?
Excellent point.
The Interrupter.
And then I have to bring a 12-pack when I come back
Yes,
here again.
yep.
Because some guy who's a Chiefs fan is fucking needs like refills. Or
Look at that pizza.
Ooh, cheese.
And it ain't from
Look
Pizza.
at that pizza.
And it's not from Pizza Hut.
I'm not impressed with that. It reminds me of the frog that jumped in the pizza in the Brady Bunch episode.
Hey, you know what I learned?
All right.
Pepe's and Waterbury's opening in a couple weeks.
That's gay. There's one in Danbury already. Brian already knows.
Oh, I'm sure there was, but I mean,
They're gross, man.
I just learned that I'm looking forward to the baseball season.
Sorry.
I'm looking forward to catching Brian Cody so he doesn't cover his mouth when he coughs.
Sorry about that.
Looking forward to the NBA playoffs. Looking forward to
Playoffs?
spring. Because guess what?
You randy bastard.
Guess what's coming up before you know it? The fastest 2 minutes in all of sports, the Kentucky Derby.
That's right. And I can't wait for that.
Yes, I can't wait to watch horses run around the track and then manure everywhere.
I think the Kentucky Derby is very overrated, by the way. I think it's very
I think
boring.
it's
It is,
very
but you know
boring.
what? The ladies with the hats.
I like the mint julep and all that, but after that, there's really nothing there.
I think I'm interested in watching Wes Welker make it rain again.
I figured you'd want to watch water polo.
I'd rather watch paint dry than listen to this conversation right now.
Well, to those of you that have been listening, we want to thank you for listening. And we hope that you'll tune in again when we return. That's the Monday after Easter Sunday.
Gonna miss you guys. Yay.
Hopping down the Bunny Trail.
Yeah, so-
Hippity hoppity. Easter's on its way.
Yeah, so to all the listeners out there, happy Easter. Oh, and if anybody's in the Naugatuck area Wednesday night, come watch our Iron Bank basketball team. We made the quarterfinals of the Naugatuck Basketball
Congratulations.
Tournament. We played a team that beat us by 33 points the
Fantastic,
last time.
Bob.
But guess what? Robbie and I, we're gonna have a plan. We're gonna come out and we're gonna upset the number 4 seed Wednesday night.
I hate to be the breaker.
Good
for
luck with
news.
that,
This
man.
is a
Really.
radio. I found out I had work, so I'm gonna see if I can leave early.
If you can't, you can't. I mean, we'll come up. We'll have our practice tomorrow night. We're gonna come up with.
We have practice tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, 6 to 7:30.
Good luck with that, too.
So, and you know what? The kids fought hard from a 5-game losing streak. They played their butts off. Probably should have won by more, but we missed a lot of layups. But it's great to see the kids' resiliency. Couple of mental breakdowns toward in the game. The kids overcame that. Fought hard, won, and now we play the number 4 seed. And if we win on Wednesday, we go to the semifinals Friday night.
And I learned if you wait, the cruise will come. And it's only 5 days
That's
away.
right. And you chose the dune buggy over the what again?
Your sister's ass?
Oh no! There's the dune buggy over the jet skis.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Good choice, by the way. We want to hear all about the dune buggy.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Okay.
Wednesday night.
Good night, all.
Stay black.
Stay
y'all.
black,
Good night.
y'all.
I like that so much.
Shut up.
Well, I'm still going to miss all of you.